All right, here we go. Back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Midnight Masks. Return to the Midnight Masks. So I've got a lot of stuff like pre-set up here, and because I promised on some Facebook stuff I would actually read the Midnight Masks, so please don't grade me on my reading of the plot. So, the Midnight Masks, Part 2. Check the campaign log. If Lita was forced to find others to help her, read Intro 1. Otherwise, skip to Intro 2. I'm going to silence my telephone. Please stand by. There we go. Okay. In the wake of the disaster at your home, Lita Chandler, the red-haired woman from your parlor, lays out a tale that, even in the light of what you have just witnessed, strains the limits of your belief. The creatures in your home, she claims, are ghouls, cruel beings who plague the crypts, caverns, and tunnels beneath the city of Arkham. These creatures feed on the corpses of humans, and they are served by a dark cult within Arkham whose numbers have inexplicably come to worship the ancient master of the ghouls. This cult has been killing innocent people and feeding them to the ghouls, satiating a monstrous hunger. A dark balance was maintained until now. Recently, Lita continues, one of their lairs, where the corpses were stored, is destroyed. Since then, the ghouls have been more active than usual. I have tracked their movements and tried my best to stop them from running amok through the city. But I think there is something worse going on. The cult has been planning something darker, more ominous than anything I have yet observed. Indications are that this plan shall come to fruition tonight, shortly, after midnight. Beyond that, I cannot fathom what to expect. Many of the cultists, Lita continues, will seem like everyday people, despite their foul intentions. Whenever the cult meets, its members don masks, shaped like the skulls of various animals, to protect their identities from one another. These masks are our mark, symbols of death and decay. We must unmask the cultists to expose and derail their plan. We have but a few hours. The more cultists we find before midnight, the better. Continue on the setup. I need to get all of these guys together, but first I do want to quickly go through Calvin's deck, which is laid out so that I can get it shuffled. So we have some new cards. Calvin was able to earn 4 total experience points, so he has spent those on Yautl and the 5 of Pentacles. He's retired. He retired his fine clothes, and I can't remember everything else, but it's in the Arkham DB, which will be linked. So you'll notice that we still have our track shoes and Until the End of Time and the new Lita Chandler asset. And finishing out our assets, we have the Fire Axe flashlight, Gravedigger's shovel, 2 meat cleavers, and 2 teddy bears. Moving on to our skills, which I have a lot of. We have 2 Take Hearts, 2 Say Your Prayers, 2 Resourcefuls, 2 Reckless Assaults, and 2 Disparate Searches. And finally, our events and treacheries. So we have 2 Emergency Cash, 2 Perseverance, 2 Trial by Fires, and 2 Words of Protection. And our 2 treacheries are Paranoia and Voice of the Messenger, of course. I'll get that shuffled. Then what I'll do is I'm going to shuffle the encounter deck. Notice that the Ghoul Priest is out because he did not get defeated in the gathering. And then I have a way that I'm going to use to really do a good shuffle on the random locations. I'm just going to shuffle all of the locations. I'll wash them all right here. And including Agenda 1, because there are 2 possible agendas. And I will just take the first one that I get to for each location and other items. So that's how we're going to run this. Calvin does get to start with 1 of each trauma he earned in the previous scenario. And I think that's about it. I just want to make sure I get this nicely shuffled since it was so laid out by card category. This is probably the most boring part of the video. This is why TTS is nice, because it just click one button and everything gets shuffled. But I do like the cards. So we'll go for cut. And there is Calvin's deck. Set that up there for now. So first we're going to get all of our cards that we need to put into the encounter deck, which includes the Midnight Masks set, including the new treacheries. We have the Chilling Cold set, and we have the Night Gaunts set. Night Gaunts, I should have displayed the Chilling Cold set. Locked Doors, of course, and the Midnight Masks, right? Or sorry, these guys, the updated version of the Midnight Masks, specific treacheries, the Disciples. That takes the place of the Cult. So, and then the Ghoul Priest gets put in. So, a nice wash. A gentle wash. I find that this is nicer to the cards than other methods, but I don't have time to spend, nor do I have the space to spend on a bunch of encounter cards that are in sleeves. Okay. So that is that. We'll give it a quick zhuzh. Lots of shuffling. And a cut. And there's our encounter deck. We now have the cultists. There are all of the cultists. I'll wash them. And I will take 3 off the top randomly, set them aside. Randomly take them off the top. I will take the 3 off the top after I have randomized the cards. That's for all you up there. What's going on? So I can just do a quick little zhuzh. And then we will put those guys right here. I think that those are in view. Yes, they are. Excellent. So take 3 off the top. 1, 2, and 3. Randomly discarded. And they will go up into the top up there for posterity. So now we have our cultist deck. These are the 2 locations. These are the 3 locations. Sorry, that are actually. These are the 3 locations that are actually stagnant. They won't change. What I will do is wash this. So this is everything together. And then what I'll do is whatever ends up on top is the thing that will get picked for our, like I was saying earlier. It seems like a fairly reasonable way of doing it. And so we'll do one of those. Okay. And then there's your cut. Okay, so there's our Miskatonic University, our downtown, our east town, our north side, and our river town. That is an extra, that is an extra, that is an extra. South side, I don't have one of those yet. Don't have one of those yet. South side, I've got an east town and a north side. Okay, so those are the save for later. Well, not save for later. Those are not used. Now we can go ahead and set this out so we don't know who is underneath Agenda 1. Now we can go ahead and set this guy up. I'll just refer to the book because it does a great job of rapidly getting you to what you need to do. North side and downtown. And my house will be down here. The graveyard is here. St. Mary's is down here. Miskatonic is right here where it's supposed to be. Easttown is up top. Rivertown is in the middle, and Southside is here. And I like to manipulate these a little bit because they aren't connected the way you think they are. They have hubs of connections. So the graveyard is only connected to Rivertown. The house is connected to Rivertown. The south side location is not connected to your house. So we'll do it like that. South side, St. Mary's and Miskatonic form a little trio over here. Then we have the other trio up top. So we have this guy is connected here and not connected there. Then we have downtown, which is not connected to Rivertown, and East Town, which is connected to Rivertown. So it kind of acts like a little way to get back in. Miskatonic is connected to Rivertown. So it kind of creates this little circle and another circle down there. So, all right. Because the house didn't get burned down, we get to start there. So I'll go ahead and get Calvin there. That has a clue. Let me make sure I've gotten everything. All right, so we've set the Cult of Umordoth encounter set aside as the cultist deck. Chosen the random locations based on the number of players. There is exactly one player, so there are no changes. Check the campaign log. If your house has burned, then we remove that, which we did already dealt with that. If your house is standing, each player begins at the house. Shuffle the remainder of the encounter cards to form the encounter deck, which you've already done. And the Ghoul Priest is also in the encounter deck. Yes. So that is that. And now it's time to begin. So we will go to the agenda. Predator Prey. Leah seems convinced of a conspiracy within the city of Arkham. She believes that a secret cult serves the ghouls that live in the crypts beneath the city, and that several of the cult's prominent members are scattered throughout Arkham. As you begin searching for them, you can't shake the feeling that you too are being hunted. As an action, resign. You don't want to risk taking too long, so you head to safety with the information that you've gathered. 6 Doom. There is only one act, uncovering the conspiracy. You have one night to find the members of this cult and unveil their plan. The more members of the cult you can find and interrogate before midnight, the better. As an action, the investigators may spend 2 clues per investigator, which is 2 in this case, to draw the top card of the cultist deck. Find as many unique cultist enemies as you can and add them to the victory display. If there are 6 cultist enemies in the victory display, advance. Note, not all 6 are in the deck. All right, so there should only be 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And finally, let me bring the bag in. So we have a -4, a -3, 2 -2s, 3 -1s, 2 zeros, a +1. Okay. So we'll put that into our bag. And then we have our special tokens. Of course, our auto fail and elder sign into the bag. A tablet, 2 skulls, and a cultist. All 4 of those go in. And that is the chaos bag. And it's time to draw an opening hand. So I'm going to actually play from this side exclusively, unlike what I did last time, so that I'm not constantly reaching across the camera. So we'll go ahead and put Calvin within view, and we'll get my beverage with slightly out of view, and we'll have the cards here. Let's see if that works for the camera. That's closer. Okay. We may have to shift to the right, but that's okay. There's space. There we go. Now it's ready. We have 5 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to bring Calvin's deck over so that it's easier to get to. Then I can set it safely here. Yeah, I think what we'll do, we'll shift the graveyard. Yeah, that's good. Sorry, I know that my camera angles are not perfect, but this is the first time I've done this really, so we'll see if we can go with a different setup maybe for the next episode. So there we go. House. And as you may predict, I'm going to make a beeline for that graveyard because I would love to fail a test. I need to get my cards first though. 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's hope for a tarot card. Yaddle and the meat cleaver. This is an interesting draw. I'm definitely going to keep the meat cleaver. I don't know that I'm going to put it out immediately because of Crypt Chill. I think I'm going to keep Yaddle. He's useful at the beginning, but he's more useful toward the end typically. At least that's what I have learned. I'm definitely going to toss Perseverance back. I put the track shoes in here because I wanted to use them, and I think this is a good opportunity to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the track shoes. Trial by Fire can be very useful at the beginning of the game because it's a quick way to buy some tempo. But I would really like to get my free purchase of that tarot card, if I can possibly do that. So I will go ahead and put those back, and we will get 2 new cards. And those new cards are Lita and the Trek Shoes. Interesting. I wish I had charisma, but I also wish I had done better in the gathering. So, you know, whatever. Lots of good things. Lots of good things. Lita is really useful in this, especially considering that the Ghoul Priest can pop out at any time and is a monster. I've never actually not beat the Ghoul Priest. Let's see how it works. It's fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared to death of this. This is Midnight Masks. Alright, let's see how Calvin does. I hope we don't get 2 auto fails in a row like we did last time. Alright, Calvin. Let's make this happen. The camera can see everything. I've got my chaos bag here. Calvin has his 1 damage and 1 horror, and it is his turn. So he's 1s across the board. I don't want to have to return to this location, but I also don't have an easy way to get that clue, and I don't have Take Heart. So there's a part of me that just wants to jump straight into this and try to get the horror that you get in the graveyard. We'll see what's in Rivertown. I don't see a good reason because Crypt Chill is in the deck. I don't see a really, really good reason to throw a bunch of stuff out, but I also have Paranoia, which means I could lose all my cash money. So I think I will play out Yaddle. He's a good soak. I don't have anything to... No, I can start using his ability too. So there's 3. And I can always knock him off and throw Lita out there if I need her. Yeah. She's got 3/3. +1 fight. Now doesn't give me any bonuses. No, now the sun starts to come out. It looks like we can still see everything. I do have 2 copies of track shoes. That'll put me at 2. Hell. There's a +1. What are the baddies? What are the bad things up here? -1, -X, -2, place Doom. -3, place your clues. So I don't, early on, it's not a problem to fail tests. So actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the track shoes. So it costs 3. I have 2 copies of track shoes. I also have Lita, and she is a freebie. So I'm going to play out Lita as well. That's 2 actions. I have 2 money. That means I can get the meat cleaver out next turn. And I already have a plus, I'm at 2/2 on fighting and running. Passing this run test is not going to be really, there's only 1 chance in there to do that. So we'll just see what happens. And I'm going to get the heck out of this location. So that was 1, 2 actions. My third action, I will move to Rivertown. So after you move, but before enemies at your new location engage you, exhaust track shoes, test 3 feet. If you succeed, move to a connecting location. So first off, I will reveal Rivertown, which is the old Rivertown. It has 1, 2, and 1. I'm going to have to go back through Rivertown, so I'm not going to stick it out. I will go ahead and test the track shoes. So this is the reaction for track shoes. And in the reaction for track shoes, I'm at 2 versus 3. So I have to get the +1 in order to succeed. And I get the -3. So that is a fail. And that is Calvin's last turn. And so we move to, there are no enemies on the board, so we move to upkeep. We get cards and money. Reckless Assault comes into play. That's great. We get cash money. And we get the bad stuff. So we get Doom and an encounter, the Corpse Taker. Spawn furthest empty location from Rivertown. Which means it's going to be one of, so this is 2 locations away, and then Rivertown is, so it's these 2 are also 2 locations. So this is 1, 2 locations, this is 1, 2 locations. So furthest away, monster, cultist, and forced at the end of the mythos, place 1 doom on the Corpse Taker. At the end of the enemy phase, Corpse Taker moves once toward Rivertown or main path. This is a, I hate this. Oof. Well, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put it on downtown. At the end of the mythos, it gets doom. Oh, Midnight Masks. All right, back to the investigation. So here's the question. Investigate at 1 versus 1. I think I really wish I had my investigating stuff out, but I'm going to go to the graveyard. I'm going to have to come back to Rivertown anyway. So let's just go ahead and move. So first step is move to the graveyard. I think there is a chance. No, there is not a chance for him to pass. But so there are 2 clues at the graveyard. Forced. After you enter the graveyard, test willpower 3. If you fail, you must either take 2 horror or move to Rivertown. So let's just hope we get not a cultist. -4. Okay, good. So I'm going to take horror. Go figure. It's all over there. Let me get that. I'm going to take a drink too. Let me grab some of this horror. It was sitting over there since my last game, which is playing through TFA with a friend of mine. absolutely loving it. Threads of fate, baby. Okay. So 2 horror, so he's out 3. That's his first action. For his next action, Calvin takes a drink of wine. Okay, so I am going to try to clear these clues right now. So that's 2 actions to clear clues. So Calvin is at 3 versus 1. I think that I'm okay with that. I don't have anything to plus up anyway. So 3 versus 1 is a 0. Calvin earns a clue. 3 versus 1. 3 versus 1 minus 1. Okay. That is another clue. So that was a move, investigate, investigate. Calvin goes dark. This, we do have a, so this guy's not a hunter. He moves at a different time of the phase. So first thing that happens is there are no enemies engaged, there are no hunters, so you get cash money and a card. Say your prayers. Calvin is already in desperate mode, which is beautiful. Too bad I didn't put out, well, you know, it's what it is. Get cash money. Calvin gets cash money. So he's up to 4 now, which is great. We'll get that meat cleaver going and start going to town on these bad guys. Okay, now we move, let me read this guy. Forced at the end of the mythos, place doom. So he doesn't go anywhere. And then at the end of the enemy phase, Corpse Taker moves toward Rivertown or main path. So he does move, he moved already at the end of the enemy phase. And then the Corpse Taker, he's moving toward downtown or Rivertown, so he's there. Interesting. Very, very interesting. At least I get an extra turn to handle that. Okay, and he's not a hunter. And maybe I can test the track shoes. Great. Where are we now? We drew cards and money. We've gotten to the end of the enemy phase, and we've gotten to the end of the whole turn, the whole round. So we move to the mythos. In the mythos, we earn a doom. We earn this. And then I'm going to place this here to remind myself that that goes there at the end of the mythos. All the hard stuff first. Each investigator with 2 or more clues takes 2 horror. This has killed me before. If no horror is dealt by this effect, place doom. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. Okay, so each investigator with 2 or more clues, which Calvin does have, takes 2 horror. It's just an auto kill. That's what drives me nuts about it. Oh, not 2. Horror. So Calvin is already running on all cylinders. Because that card is in the deck, I am not going to I'm going to put 1 of those on Lita. So now he is at 4 sanity, and he also needs a little bit of space to deal with using his meat cleaver. Quite honestly. So I think, because that guy has 3 health, I don't have a good reason at this exact moment in time. There's a lot of horror damage in this that I have to be ready for. I do have Lita though. Alita might not last that long. And that's, that's how she works. Okay, so that's that. Then this moves on to him because it's the end of the mythos. Okay, so now, y'all, I just sit and play with that damn bag all the time. Take a drink, Dan. This is why I don't win the game, because I drink wine. So we go, we're going to get the heck out of Dodge. Thankfully, we got some victory already. We're going to go Rivertown. And I think I am going to use the track shoes reaction to attempt the test. So the test is only 2 versus 3. And I don't have 1 foot to give. I have 1 foot to give with my other track shoes. And I think I want to keep that because it would be, I think, better later. So I'm at 2 versus 3, 2 versus 3, and we get a cultist. That's the one I didn't want. Place doom on the nearest cultist enemy. Okay, so he gets doom. Okay, that changes everything. No, not really. So it was once. I moved 1. That was a reaction. Those are exhausted. So I could move to Easttown, and that would engage, and then I have 1 shot to kill the thing. And honestly, I think that I need to do that. As much as I need to spend these clues, I also need to keep the doom under control. So move, and I'll get 1 attack opportunity, but I do have Lita, and I do have Reckless Assault, which I will probably use. Oh shoot, I don't have the meat cleaver out. No, I can't do that. I don't know what I'm looking. I guess I'm going to play the meat cleaver. So my next action, I'll play the meat cleaver. 1, 2, 3. Meat cleaver is out. So for my last action, so he's going to move. His thing doesn't trigger until he is actually. So at the end of the mythos, place the doom. At the end of the enemy phase, Corpse Taker moves. If the Corpse Taker is at Rivertown, move the doom. So he doesn't move the doom until he's triggered the if statement. So I'm going to stick it out here. So that's 1, 2. I think for my last action, I might spawn a cultist, even though it's dangerous to not have clues, but it's also dangerous to have clues. So pay 2 clues to spawn a cultist. So we'll take the top cultist. And it is Victoria Devereaux. She spawns at North Side, and she's a pain in the butt when you don't have a lot of money. That's the 3rd action. There are no hunters on the board. Victoria is going to hang with her golden halls up there. Okay. Okay, so we unexhaust our track shoes. We have the enemy phase. So we are now in the enemy phase at the end of the mythos, at the end of the enemy phase. The Corpse Taker moves. So it moves to Rivertown and becomes engaged. But it is after we've gone through the hunter phase. Yes. Okay. So we now move to cash money. So card, another copy of Yarl, and a resource. Interesting. You have to be very fast in this one. Just I can almost defeat her instead of worrying about pain. That may be a worthy thing to do. She's not a monster, but you know. If I pick up some money, then I'll just pay her off. We'll see what's going on. So for my type. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of everything. I've got cards and money, and so it's time to go to the mythos. We get Doom. There's a total of 5 Doom on the board, so now we get this. Scurrying Fog at Rivertown, not as big a deal as it could be. Okay. Back to the investigation. So I am going to attack this corpse taker. Okay, so how does this work? I will. So this is a monster. So she is giving me +1, so I'm at 2. I am going to commit reckless assault to this. Say your prayers, put it back there. Okay, so fight +1, +2 instead of you 3 or fewer remaining sanity, so I'm at +2. You may heal 1 horror if you defeat, and as an additional cost to initiate, you may take 1 horror to have this deal 1 damage. I will take that horror on Calvin. So Calvin is at 5 horror. So Calvin is doing +1 damage, and Lita is going to give me +1 there, so it's going to be 3 total damage. Then we have a test of +2 on here, +1 on here, so +3. So we're at 4 natural on the table, and then I'm going to go +4 with Reckless Assault. So we'll commit the Reckless Assault. It's a little bit crowded. Sorry about all that. I moved my stuff out of the way a little bit there. That might help. You can still see. Oh, no, you can't. I'll have to do it that way. Okay. We'll put, actually, the graveyard can, I'll put this over here in the discard. We'll put the discard on the far side. It's still within view of the camera. Okay. Where are we? Okay, we're going to attack this thing. So I am attacking at 8 versus 4, 8 versus 4, 8 versus 4. That is a tablet. It's a -3 if you fail. I did not fail. Okay, so that deals 3 total damage. +1 plus, this is natural 1 +1. Then also +1 from Lita, 3 damage. The corpse taker is gone. Thank goodness. Now I have the option of healing horror, and I think I'm going to do that. I think that's a good idea. Because there's a lot of stuff to deal with in this campaign. Okay. That is 1 action. The next action is Miskatonic is usually a very high shroud. I don't have good stuff, but man, I need to take some damage. I am going to move for my next action to Miskatonic University, and I get the old location, which has 2 clues on it. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a tome or spell. Not helpful. Well, technically it could be helpful, but I'm not searching for one thing. So that was 1 action, 2 actions. So here's the thing. I could theoretically get the track shoes to proc. And I'm going to try that. So I will exhaust the track shoes. And I'm going to go looking for that number +1. Give me the +1. +1 is not there. -2. So that's a fail. So that was attack, move. Last action. I'm going to go ahead and be engaged with Victoria. Because investigating at 4 versus 4 is just not worth it right now. So I'm going to spend my last action to move to north side, which is 2 clues, and again, the old north side location. Huh. So Victoria is engaged. I am at that location. And that's fine because I can kill her. So that's it. Third action. Okay, moving on. The enemy phase, she attacks me. I take 1 hit from that. So I'm at 2. It's going to be hard to kill her. I unexhaust all these things. I get a cards and money. Trial by fire. Interesting. That might be worth it. I need some more wine. That is the end of the whole round. So we get Mythos. We're at 4. Now we are getting dangerously close to you-know-who. Hunting Shadow. You must either spend a clue or take 2 damage. I don't have a clue to spend, so I am taking 2 damage. So I am at 4 now. And I think that's good. 4 and 4. I still have Lita. Lita's still helping me out. There's 2 clues there. Stuff to do. Okay, back to the investigation. So now we're going to go with an attack. I wish that I had Yaddle out. He would be better right now because of Reckless Assault. But that's the way it goes. I think I may actually do this. Trial by fire will help against the big baddie. Because that big baddie is going to potentially spawn on me. I think we may not spend that yet. So, what are all the heads tests? So this is going to require 2 hits. So I'm still in the desperate zone with the meat cleaver, so I'm at 2 plus 2, plus 3 total. I'm at 7 versus, so I'm 4, 7, that's good, 7 versus 3. So first things first, I'm not going to spend any extra damage, so 7 versus 3, 7 versus 3, minus 3 is a success. That is 1 hit on Victoria. And now we're going to spend a sanity, and that's going on Lita for now because, if I kill it, you know what? I like to live dangerously. So I'm going to put it on me, and I'll heal it, hopefully. So I am now at 7 versus 3, 7 versus 3, and it's a 0. That's a great thing. That is 2 damage to Victoria Devereaux, and that does kill her. She goes to the victory display, and I will use the meat cleaver to heal. Do I want to? Yes, because otherwise I might die. So it's just the way it works, folks. It's just the way it works. All right. That is 2 actions. For my last action, I will attempt to investigate at this location. I did put Doom on there, didn't I? I failed to put Doom on. No, I don't think so. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to investigate at 4 versus 3. Yeah, I'm going to investigate it 4 versus 3. Now I'm in track shoes, then, which is good too. So, okay, so 4 versus 3. 4 versus 3 minus 0. That's a clue. Look at that. Calvin goes dark. There are no enemies on the board. We move to upkeep. Cash money. Interesting. Sounds like the Discord is doing something. Okay, cash money. And then I get my dollar. I'm at $4 now. Okay. Doom. Disciple of the Devourer. Farthest empty location. So this is 1. Well, so this right here is the bottleneck. That's 2 locations away. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 locations away is the farthest. 1, 2, 3. Thankfully, it's not in the graveyard. 1, 2, 3. South side, maybe? 1, 2. That's 2. Let's put it at south side. Because it's, right, let me make sure I'm calculating that right. So 1, 2, 3 locations away. Because, oh, nope. That's 1, 2 locations away. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, south side. After you spawn, you must either place Doom on it or place one of your clues on its location. If the current agenda is not agenda 1, do both instead. I'm going to put Doom on it because it's the witching hour anyways. Okay, that's where we are. Here we go. So we've got back to the investigation, and with the investigation, I'm going to do a 4 versus 3 here at north side. And actually, trial by fire has now become useless. So I am going to play. I'm going to commit trial by fire at 5 versus 3 because now we are at 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and it's not worth spending 3 right now, I don't think, on that. So I'm at 5 versus 3 at north side. 5 versus 3 minus 2, glad. Good commit, very good commit. That is 2 clues. That's the first action. Second action, spawn a cultist. Let's see where we get to. We've got, oh, Jeremiah, my neighbor. He spawns at my house. Parlay. This is the 1 parlay test, as I recall. Test, yeah. Place 1 Doom on the current agenda for each point you fail by. So he's down here. That's I like that one. That's a good ad. Okay, so that was my second action. For my third action, I think cleaning out some clues around the top end, or maybe back to Miss. I think we're going to go around the top. I've got track shoes. Okay, so we're going to go. That was 1, 2 actions. Third action is to move to downtown, which has 2 clues and 1 victory. I forgot how high the shrouds are in this. really like to get 3 cultists. That's my target. So here's the question. Do I want to test track shoes and keep moving? I think that there is value in that. Like, let's get the stuff that's gettable. It's very, yes. So I'm going to test track shoes. I'll exhaust the track shoes. I'm at 5 versus 3 now. Testing track shoes, 5 versus 3. An occultist is a -2. Place 1 doom on the nearest cultist. Okay. It really doesn't matter because doom is about to get cleared. And I think this is 1, 2, 3. So I think the nearest cultist is this guy. But it's all about to clear anyways. Okay, so I got my track shoes. I'm going to continue moving to East Town. And we get a 4-shroud location with 2 clues on it. Add 2 supply tokens or ammo to at least to an asset you control. Don't got one of those. Interesting. Okay, welcome to the rest of the roller coaster, folks, because here we go. There are no hunters on the board. I'm not engaged with anything, so we move to this upkeep phase. I get a card, I got a teddy bear, and I get cash money. Every time I don't draw paranoia, I get more paranoid. So we're going to get to badness. So we get to clear the doom off the board. The 6 doom. And who did we get? The masked hunter. Engaged with prey. That's me. He is humanoid cultist elite. These doom tokens get cleared. And now we have time is running out. Time is running short. The minutes pass quickly as your investigation continues. There's still a resign option. Okay, badness. Locked door, which is the location with the most clues. We'll go ahead and put the locked door on Miskatonic. And it's time to start taking care of the masked hunter. Yeah, it's time to take care of the masked hunter. And then see where we get to at that point. So the masked hunter is +2 health per investigator. While you are engaged, you cannot discover or spend clues. Here we go. Here we go, folks. I got a teddy bear, and I've got Yowdle, and I've got money. So I can live a little closer to the edge if I need to. There's a part of me that, no, it doesn't, it's not really helpful. Okay. He does not have retaliate. He does have 4 hit points though. So we're going to be taking some horror damage. Alright, here we go. Horror damage on Calvin. So we are at +2, +3 total there. So 7 versus 4. 7 versus 4, and he doesn't have any commits. 7 versus 4. 7 versus 4. Here it is. 7 versus 4 +1. Okay, that's 2 damage on Big Baddie. Okay, and now we're going to do. Here's the thing. He has 6 health. I'm going to lose Lita, but that gives me an opportunity to, and here's the thing. No, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to put another sanity damage on Lita. We're going to do The same thing, 7 versus 4. Okay. Last action. Last action is evade. I don't. So we're going to evade. So I'm at 5 versus 2 on the evasion. I'm going to go with 5. No, I'm going to go with committing the track shoes. So I'm at 6 versus 2. 6 versus 2 minus 3. Got it. He's evaded. And I'm just going to leave him here because he's going to come right back. Okay. Last action. Hunters. There are no enemies, no hunters. We go to the upkeep phase. He re-engages. I get a card and money. I don't know, it may be worth spending the 3 on that just for +1. Oh, that's not really. Okay. I'm not going to be able to do this the way I want to. I'm going to have to do single shots. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. We get Doom, and we get Badness, because those guys don't do anything. Mask of Mordoth. Attached to the farthest cultist. Place 1 Doom on that enemy. If there are no cultist enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard 4 cultists. So the furthest is... Now I have to figure it out. So this is 1 step. And then this is 2 steps. 1 step, 2 steps. So they're both the same. I'm really going after Jeremiah. He is a cultist. Search the encounter deck. Attached enemy gets +2 health. Yeah, so I'm going to go down here. Gains + health, and it gains is a unique enemy, so it gains retaliate. But I feel like I can pass that test. Okay, back to the investigation. This bad guy here. So we are back to an attack of 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 4. 7 versus 4. Oh, that guy gets Doom, I think, because of the Mask of Mordoth. Yeah, place 1 Doom. Okay. 7 versus 4. 7 versus 4. Skull is a -1. That's 1 damage. And finally, 7 versus 4. Hopefully, finally, 7 versus 4. 7 versus 4 -1. That is dead. No, that's not dead. That is 4 damage. Now, for my last action, hacking away at this damn thing. I want to kill it. So I am going to take the sandy damage. This is dangerous. And that kills Lita, but it gives me +2 damage. I'm also going to commit Trial by Fire. So now I'm 8 versus 4. Lita's coming. So no, it's 7 versus 4. Because that kills, it's a cost. There's an additional cost to initiate. So Lita goes crazy because I decided to use a very heinous weapon. Technically, trial by fire is above her. So now I am at 4 plus 1 plus 2, so 7 versus 4, and plus 2 damage. That was the one token, right, that could prevent that from happening. So that was attack, dead Lita, and that is the end of, that was my third action. Right? Well, you know. I'm pretty sure Lita's dead. Let me check that. I'm going to check it real quick. If Lita's not dead, then I've got that. So I'm at 5. I couldn't put it on me. So let me check and make sure Lita is the order of operations for initiating. So that's initiating a fight test. I haven't run into this yet. Very seldom do you get these types of situations. So the investigation, taking a fight action. I need to look up the fight action. I could continue to play and just report which one, because I'd rather just keep playing fight. No, that's skill test timing. Determine the skill test. There's a player window. Commit cards. Player window. Reveal chaos token. Resolve chaos symbol effects. Determine investigator's modified skill value. Determine success failure of test. Apply skill test results. Skill test ends. So I don't know. I'm going to play as if, so the state of the board is 1 victory point for the league play, and death by either or sanity or health. But if that was a success, because of my bonus from Lita, then, because I was at 7, I'll just go ahead with the commit, and that say it would be 8. That would make the Mass Hunter dead. Okay, that's where we are. I'm not sure. I'd have to, I'm sure that the Mythos Busters would know. Okay, so the Mass Hunter is in the victory display. And that was the third action. Lita is dead. We get upkeep because there are no hunters. Word of protection comes out, which is not useful at this exact moment. I get cash money, and I get badness. Grip chill, test 4 heads. Choose and discard 1 asset you control, or take damage. So this is a heads test. I'm gonna keep that. So I'm gonna go ahead and plus it up with 1 copy of Yaudal. So I'm at 5, 6 versus 4, 6 versus 4. Zero. Keep my stuff. So time to move, I think. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I could try to get those clues. Actually, I'm going to get Cherished Keepsake out. It is 1 action. 2 actions. I'm going to play Yowdle. Okay. Last action, I'm going to go after clues. So I'm at 5 versus 4. 5 versus 4. Cultist. That's a fail, and I place 1 doom on the nearest cultist, and I believe that we're going to place that on him, because technically they're both the same distance. That is the end. There are no enemies engaged, so we have cards and money. 5 of Pentacles comes out. Money. And then badness. Hunting Shadow. Take 2 damage. Yay! This is the one that I was hoping not to get. I don't have any clues, so I have to take the 2 damage. So I put 1 on Yowdle and 1 on me, and now I'm in danger. But I also have the 5 of Pentacles, which I'm probably going to play, because I'd like to keep going. Yeah, so I'm going to play that card. 5 of Pentacles comes out, and now it's 5. I'm at 5 versus 4 there. I've got to get those clues. I've got a little bit more room to breathe now. 5 versus 4. I can't take direct damage. Oh, I can take direct damage. 5 versus 4. 5 versus 4. Minus 4. 5 versus 4. Come on, Calvin. 5 versus 4. Minus 2. Last action, Calvin is going to move. No. Calvin is going to try to get that last clue. 5 versus 4. +1. Got it. Got a clue. Okay. Where's the Desperate Search cards? Any card with a book on it. No enemies engaged. Cards and money. Take heart. Interesting. Money. Doom. 4, 5, 6 doom. So it's time to go after Jeremiah. Hunting Night Gaunt. Oh yeah, that's great. That's what I needed. Well, at least I'm at. Okay. Going to evade the Night Gaunt. I'm at 5, 6. 6 versus 1. 6 versus 1. Elder Sign. So that's an evaded Night Gaunt. And I don't know that I'm going to choose to take. I think I might take 1 damage off of Calvin. No, I want that. I need it for the track shoes. I don't know that I really want to do anything. I could maybe take 1 horror damage. Because I'm so. Take a horror damage. They'll put me at 6. So let's work this out. So I can do, that's 1 action, 2 actions, potentially to here. The 3rd action could be the parlay. That's just what it's going to have to be. And the parlay is a heads test, so I'm going to play this close to the edge. I'm at 3s. So I'll take the damage. Now I'm going to move. And now I'm going to do a feet test. Oh, I could have used Yowdle on that. Oh, no, not. That's a heads test. And I've got, great, I've got Yowdle in the, so I've got pluses. Oh, man. So we are at 5 versus 3. 6 versus 3. And I think we'll go with 6 versus 3. 6 versus 3, 0. Okay. So that is a successful track shoes. I exhaust the track shoes and get a second move. And now I'm here, I'm engaged with Jeremiah. And now I'm going to do the parlay test. This is going to be interesting. Parlay test is heads of 4. This is the time to commit say your prayers. I will commit say your prayers. I'm going to use Yowdle to double it, I guess. Yeah, well, make sure the commit cards from hand to test. Yeah, so that card doesn't actually sit on there. Right, so that's a committed card. It's been a while since I've used Yowdle. In fact, it's been a long while. So just wanted to check. So this is a committed card. So Yowdle is going to be using the icon on this card. So I'm going to get +4. And then Yowdle exhausts, and I get a bonus to each skill equal to the number of matching icons. So Yowdle gives me +1. So then that gives me 5 total. Plus, so I'm at 6, I'm at 11. I'm at 11 versus Jeremiah's 4. 11 versus 4 is a success. Okay, Jeremiah goes to the discard. To the victory display. And I really hope that that Lita Chandler thing is real. That's the end of his turn. There are still no enemies. Get the fire axe. This commit goes there. And then we get madness. So we're at 5 of 8. Doom. And we get this. I have 1 clue on the wings. Darkness test 4 feet. Okay, so I'm testing feet. I don't have feet to commit. Take damage in horror. If I don't really want to do that, I will pay to not take this test. And I will take the horror damage on my teddy bear. Yeah. And we will move on. I'm going to investigate at 6 versus 2, 6 versus 2, 6 versus 2. Elder sign. I'm going to go with a heal. He doesn't need, at the moment, he's got lots of steam. So we're not going to do any of that. That's a success there. Take that 2 clues and put that up there and get another cultist. Ruth Turner. She's at St. Mary's. She's the evade test. That's interesting. So clue, cultist, move, and so I'm going to move to Rivertown, and then I'm going to spend and use. So I'm at 5, 6 versus 3, 6 versus 3, 6 versus 3 minus 0. I'm going to move here, exhaust my track shoes. Then that's the end of my turn. There are no hunters, no enemies. We get Voice of the Messenger, so get that out of the way. Voice of the Messenger is a direct damage, so he's at 3-3, 3-3. We are fully, can't take any more direct damage, but that's okay. There shouldn't be any direct damage. Money. Doom. So I'm at 6 of 8. False lead. If you have no clues, false lead gains surge. The Ghoul Priest. And this is the point in time where things get entertaining. Okay. The Ghoul Priest is on me. Okay. He is at 5 health. And dealing that much damage to him right now, I don't know is possible. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take the resign option because I don't want to get knocked out. And I don't know that I can do this, but let's see what happens. So we will try to evade this guy, unfortunately. So the Ghoul Priest has pretty good evade. Okay, so evade the Ghoul Priest is at 7 versus 4. 7 versus 4, plus 1. Ghoul Priest is evaded. And then I'm going to move. And Ruth becomes engaged with me. And now I'm going to do another evasion test. I'm going to see if I can get there's not a lot of agility icons in this deck. But so I'm going to use Yowdle's fast ability to discard a card. That doesn't help. So I'm at 6 versus 5. I will take heart. I will commit take heart. 6 versus 5. -1. Ruth just got evaded. And I'm satisfied with that. Oh, I forgot to turn over a Miskatonic, which is just 1 clue. There are no hunters in play. He unexhausts. Say your prayers. Not very helpful. Get money. Doom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is no reason to doom out. So we're going to get this. This guy does have an effect. So this is a 7 versus 4. 7 versus 4 minus 2 is a success. And I resign. So with that is the end of the Midnight Masks, which is a lot longer than I anticipated it would be. Thanks for watching. I'm going to check out the rules on Lita placing. At what point does the damage occur on her? Because that matters for that test back there. So otherwise, it's a really awesome run, or it's just kind of a blah run. So thanks for watching and happy investigating.